Challenging yourself with a great recipe is really a dare. But today I'll keep you glued to the screen because I'll show you and I'll reveal all the secrets of the green pepper fillet. Let's surprise our guests. Let's start. For a starter, I've already left all the fresh ingredients out of the fridge, especially the meat. The latter, if it is too cold, may remain raw in the middle. Now I'll show you how to tie it. I take the kitchen twine and cut a nice piece. Now I join the ends this way, and with the other hand I form a small buttonhole. Let's start tying the meat. I put the two ends through the loop and then I tighten it. Then I separate the two ends and bring them to the other side. I make a nice knot to hold it and cut the ends. Here's the first one. I'll do the same with the second one. And now just flour the two sides. When everything is ready, let's move to the stove. I'll put a nice pan on the stove and I'll heat the clarified butter. I turn it on at a lively temperature. The bottom is very hot. I add the fillets. I leave them like this at high temperature. Now that they are sizzling, I can lower it. It will take about 1–2 minutes. What matters is that the meat starts browning up to 6–7 millimeters. It's time to flip the meat. So I raise the temperature again and leave it for a moment, then I lower it again and continue cooking for 1–2 minutes. Now we have to turn our fillets on one side and roll them in the butter. This way we will also seal the outer part. So the temperature goes up again and we turn them. Now we have to be very careful because we have to blend in with brandy. So if you have a normal stove, just tilt the pan towards the flame, or if you have a plate like me, add to the alcohol, then fade with lighter. The green pepper fillet is typically a flambe recipe. That is in the room with a flame to amaze the guests. But if you don't feel like it, you can leave this passage out. Simply add to the alcohol and wait it to evaporate. Well, the flame is out. I can add to the pepper in grains that I have already drained. And then a pinch of salt. I lower the temperature a bit and then add to the mustard. Now let's add to the cream, only 2/3. About half of the broth. I raise the temperature again and start napping the fillets while they cook for a few more minutes. There are only two ways to check if the meat is cooked. One is with a thermometer and see if the core is at temperature, otherwise it must be touched this way. It is perfectly rare, so I can remove the fillets to put them aside. We cut off the string and let the meat rest. This way the juices settle and the temperature goes down a little. In the meanwhile, I take care of the cream. I add the remaining part of broth and cream. I raise the temperature again and add a little salt. Let's stir it, shake in the pan and continue cooking for 1–2 minutes until the cream is well reduced. To see if the cream is ready, I draw a line with a spoon. If the two halves come together slowly, then it is ready, and this one's perfect. By the way, one last note on the meat. As I told you before, this fillet is perfectly rare, but if you don't like it and then you prefer it a little more cooked, you can continue cooking for a few more moments, maybe adding a little more broth. Start to dish up. Cooked to the right point. You'll see it will be a big success. I've nothing more to add, we just have to taste it. Did this recipe make you hungry? Cook it yourself and let me know.